Hi, I'm Naeem. I'm the founder of Zeevou. And in this video, I'm going to tell you a bit about what I think the future of OTAs is going to be and all you need to know about it. So just to briefly recap again, an OTA is an online travel agency or an online travel aggregator, which allows you to search for accommodation, for flights and so on from one central place. However, for us, perspective of a host, what an OTA is usually a middleman who's keeping a big chunk of the money and making our lives slightly difficult. So I'm going to talk you through what I think the future of OTAs is going to be. I think there is scope to work with OTAs, and however, you have to do so smartly to ensure that you're not losing out on money that you could be keeping in your own pocket. Over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to highlight some strategies that you can use to ensure that the OTAs are working for you rather than the other way around. So while before COVID, OTAs might have been the name of the game and everyone was getting all their bookings from there, since COVID, the way that OTAs dealt with booking cancellations and favorite guests over hosts really highlighted the importance of having your own booking website, driving your own bookings, building your own brand. And so I'm going to tell you a bit about how you can help achieve this and make it into reality for your own business. So having your own direct booking website and driving your own direct bookings allows you to stay ahead of the game. It allows you to create a relationship with the guests, and that's ultimately what the whole fight is about. OTAs are trying, through whatever means they have in their power, to be the go-to place for the guests, so the guests book again and again through their websites rather than going and booking directly with you as the host. What we have found is that by adopting various tools and processes that we've built into Zeevou, vacation rental operators are able to boost their direct bookings from 5-10% all the way to 30%. In the best of cases, people have achieved 60-70% direct bookings. So hopefully you'll be able to use some of these tips and tricks to improve your cut of direct bookings as well. One of the trends that we're seeing everywhere is that AI is becoming ubiquitous, and we always seem to think that every tool we're using should be AI-based, AI-driven, and so on. And while I certainly agree that there is place for AI to make our life easier, we need to ensure that we're not losing that personal touch with the guests, that we're not losing out on what hospitality is at the end of the day, which is it's a service. Having said that, I'm also proud to say that Zeevou has acquired a startup called Guest Guru, which built an AI chatbot specifically for the hospitality industry. And we have been working for a long time to now integrate this fully into Zeevou to make sure that you can offer prompt responses to the point to your guests, but at the same time be notified whenever the system is not sure on how exactly to reply or needs to escalate it to a human being. One of the special things that we have in Zeevou with our chatbot compared to a lot of the other chatbots out there is that we have sectioned the information into frequently asked questions that are grouped by different stages of the booking. What this does is it ensures that the system is not sending out information to a guest point where they're not meant to have it. So for example, if they're not yet check-in ready within Zeevou, then they will not be able to access information that is only meant to go to them once they've already paid, they've gone through their rental agreement signing, they've paid their security deposit, and you're happy for them to have information such as the address or the entry code and so on and so forth. So one of the trends that we're seeing through talking to various property managers is that they want to diversify their revenue sources. So one of the ways of doing that is ensuring that they haven't put all their eggs in one basket and they're not working exclusively with one website, like for example Airbnb. So one of the obvious ways of doing that is by setting your own direct booking website. You can listen to my other videos where I talk about this in more detail. Another way of doing it is by listing with multiple OTAs. So what this does is it ensures that if for some reason one of the platforms decides to shut your account, your listings down, which does not happen infrequently, should I say, you're not left with a dry calendar and no bookings inside the book. So working with OTAs is good if you're using it to drive business towards you, collecting details from those guests, and then driving repeat bookings. What you should not be doing is allowing the same guests to book your properties again and again and again through the same website. So if you tell me that you got a new booking from OTA, I'll congratulate you. If you tell me that the same guest booked your property twice from the same OTA, I'll be saying you have to have a serious look at how you're set up in terms of capturing contact details from your guests the first time around and encouraging them to book direct with you. If you'd like help with automation tools to make this happen, then take a look at Zeevou, because this is what we specialize in. Another way of increasing your revenue streams is obviously by selling other products. So these could include things like a pickup from the airport, or a restaurant voucher for a place you recommend in town and set up an agreement with, or perhaps even a special welcome for Valentine's Day with petals on bed or with a welcome hamper on right. Zeevou allows you to automate selling upsells both at the point of booking through your direct booking website, but also as upsells once guests has booked through a different channel. They've come into Zeevou and then they go through the online checking system that we provide. So other ways that we help you increase your revenue streams is by offering blended stays. That is to say, not only can you sell your property on a nightly basis, but say in the off season, we also enable you to sell your property on a monthly basis for mid and long-term stays. And no, we don't just offer you the ability to have a discount of 30 nights on your nightly rate, but we actually allow you to have monthly pricing with monthly invoicing that doesn't change month on month. And while this is not something that is live yet, we're very excited to soon be releasing the ability for you to turn your own website into what is essentially an OTA by reselling other host properties and making commission from that. So that will be a nice chunk of money for all us hosts to be able to add to our squeeze bottom lines, and also help fellow Zeevou users to get more bookings. Another trend that we're seeing in the industry is the importance of utilizing guest data. So this involves both having the tools to be able to capture it and also to analyze it. Zeevou's websites integrate with Google Analytics, which allow you to check usage of each page. So how many people are opening the page or the blog post, how many people are staying on there for a certain amount of time or when they're dropping off. And we also integrate with other tools such as Google Search Console, which allows you to check how the traffic is coming to your website in the first place, or GA4 e-commerce tracking, which allows you to integrate your Google ad campaigns with your Zeevou website and ensure that you are on top of what bookings you're getting, how much you're making from those, and what percentage of your total ad spend is going towards driving these campaigns and how effective they are. We also have various other nifty tools built in within Zeevou that will allow you to customize your direct booking strategies and to help build your brand and offer a tailor-made experience to your guests, from branded automated messages to branded invoices. To ensure the branding shows all throughout your website, we can offer a cohesive experience to guests who book with you, check in online with you, and end up staying with you. So just wanted to quickly touch again on how I feel you should be using OTAs and why you do need OTAs. OTAs are a great risk-free way of getting bookings. And you want to be utilizing your listings on OTAs to drive as many bookings as you can, ideally directly. So you could have various prompts in your photos, perhaps very subtle, so you don't get kicked out of encouraging people to look up your own brand, let's say, find your shopfront on the internet or your direct booking website and book through you. But even if the guests are booking through the OTAs and coming to stay with you, you then need to ensure that you're collecting their email addresses, you're getting the marketing consent opt-in, and you're retargeting them through campaigns to ensure they book in and get a discount by booking with you directly, that they refer their friends. Another strategy that you can use is every time you get a booking and you get their phone number, you just get on the phone, call them right away and ask them whether they want to stay any longer, whether, say it's a Monday to Friday contract you're booking, they want to book again for next week, or whether they have any accommodation needs for elsewhere in the country. You can then search on Zeevou across all operators and place a booking and even earn yourself commission in the near future for doing so. So if you're sitting there thinking, how can I get started with some of these ideas? I'd say if you've got a website that allows you to have search engine optimization built in, then go on there. If not, go on Zeevou and grab one. Once you've got your website set up, make sure that you're entering the right keywords for each of your pages, each of your listings. You're writing blog posts that contain information about things to do in your area, things that attract tourists or contractors or corporate bookers to want to stay in the area, so that once they're reading about that, they can then find out that you actually offer accommodation that suits their needs, and you can showcase your competition in those posts as well. I'd also suggest that you look at automating guest communications, so you encourage them to book with you directly in the future, to extend their bookings with you, to refer friends to stay with you, and so on and so forth. And you can also use tools that include the generation of voucher codes to encourage repeat bookings, build a loyalty program, so say you can have a discount once people have stayed with you for 5 times or 6 times, or they've spent a certain amount of money, that will offer them a better deal on their next stay. If you need help with any of these, either from a tools perspective or from a services perspective, then feel free to head over to Zeevou.com. We have tools that help you build direct bookings, optimize them for search engines, automate guest communications by triggering out emails or text messages at different points during a guest stay. And we can also help design a custom website for you if you'd like to have a special look and feel, but you don't have the time with tools or the ability to necessarily implement that. We can do this for businesses of all sizes, whether you're just starting off or whether you've got 200 or 500 units across multiple cities, multiple countries, and different currencies. Our system is extremely flexible and is built for large operators looking to grow their businesses further and to drive more direct bookings. So in this video, I talked you through a number of things. I talked about how you can increase your direct bookings, what AI is doing in the hospitality space, and how you can utilize that to automate what is less important so you can focus what is more important in building up your relationship with the guests, how you can diversify your revenue streams and work with OTAs to drive bookings for you, but then retarget them to get more direct bookings, how you can upsell different products and services, to ensure that you're boosting your bottom line. I've also touched on how you can use blended stay of different lengths of stay in the high season and the off season to ensure you're reducing your risk and maximizing your profits. We talked about the importance of gathering and analyzing your data and using that to inform your marketing strategies, and also a bit about the future of OTAs and how I think operators and hosts should be working with OTAs in the optimal way possible to ensure that they're not giving up too much of their revenue, but at the same time, they're reducing their risk in marketing spend. If you feel like you need help with implementing any of these strategies, feel free to comment and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more tips and tricks in the future. And if you'd like to get started with direct bookings, if you'd like to help showcase your listing across multiple websites or streamlining operations, then head over to Zeevou and get started by signing up today.